On the morning of April 19, 1775, tensions were already running high in Lexington, Massachusetts. A small group of colonial minutemen, farmers and tradesmen turned militia, had gathered on the Lexington Green in response to mounting concerns about British military movements. These minutemen, under the command of Captain John Parker, were not expecting a full-scale battle, but were prepared to stand their ground in the face of potential conflict. As the minutemen assembled on the Lexington Green, they observed the approach of a contingent of British Redcoats led by Major John Pitcairn. The British force, marching in formation, aimed to seize and destroy colonial military supplies reportedly stored in Concord. Captain Parker, aware of the potential for confrontation, instructed his men to stand firm, but not to provoke the British soldiers. The exact sequence of events that led to the outbreak of gunfire in Lexington remains a subject of historical debate, but what is clear is that tensions escalated rapidly. Accounts suggest that an order, possibly given by Pitcairn or another British officer, was misinterpreted or ignored, leading to a chaotic and tense standoff. In the midst of the confusion, a shot was fired. The origin of this first shot, known as the shot heard round the world, remains uncertain. Some historical accounts claim it may have been accidental, while others suggest it was deliberate, fired by an unknown party. Regardless of its origin, this single gunshot marked the beginning of the exchange of fire between the Minutemen and the British troops. The subsequent skirmish was brief but intense. The Colonial Minutemen, outnumbered and outgunned, faced the disciplined firepower of the British soldiers. Shots rang out, and cheers ensued on Lexington Green. The confrontation in Lexington was more of a brief and chaotic clash than a structured battle, but its impact was immense, setting in motion a series of events that would shape the course of the American Revolutionary War. The Colonial Minutemen, lacking the formal training and discipline of the British Army, adopted a guerrilla-style warfare approach. Instead of engaging in traditional open-field battles, they utilized the terrain to their advantage. The countryside around Lexington and Concord provided ample cover for the Minutemen to employ hit-and-run tactics. They took advantage of natural features, such as stone walls and trees, to create a more fluid and unpredictable battlefield, understanding their numerical and logistical disadvantage. The Minutemen strategically used cover and concealment. By hiding behind structures, trees, and natural barriers, they minimized their exposure to the British soldiers' disciplined volleys. This tactic allowed them to disrupt the traditional linear formations of the British Army and maximize the effectiveness of their individual marksmanship. The British Redcoats, representing a well-trained and disciplined army, adhered to traditional linear formations. This tactic, effective in European warfare, involved soldiers forming lines and firing volleys in unison. However, this strategy proved less adaptable to the irregular and unpredictable terrain of the American colonies. The linear formations made the British soldiers vulnerable to the guerrilla-style tactics employed by the Colonial Minutemen. Despite facing an unconventional enemy, the British soldiers displayed disciplined firepower. Their ability to maintain order and fire in coordinated volleys was a testament to their training. However, this strength became a weakness in the face of the Minutemen's hit-and-run tactics. The inability to quickly adapt their tactics to the changing conditions of the battlefield put the British at a disadvantage. In summary, the brilliance of the military strategies on both sides lay in their adaptability to the unique circumstances of the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The Minutemen's guerrilla-style tactics and effective use of cover disrupted the traditional approach of the British Redcoats, showcasing the flexibility of colonial forces. Meanwhile, the British, despite their disciplined formations, struggled to navigate the unfamiliar terrain, and countered the irregular tactics of the colonial militia. Historically, the aftermath of the Battle of Lexington and Concord saw a surge in revolutionary fervor. Beyond the smoke of musket fire and the clashes on the battlefield, the Battle of Lexington and Concord had a profound historical impact. The aftermath of this conflict rippled across the 13 colonies, leading to a surge in revolutionary fervor. Ordinary citizens, once hesitant about the idea of independence, were galvanized by the events that unfolded. This historical context is crucial to comprehend the broader implications of the battle, as it set the stage for the Continental Congress to organize a unified resistance and eventually declare independence from British rule. Understanding this historical surge is key to appreciating the transformative power this battle had on shaping the trajectory of the American Revolutionary War. In conclusion, the Battle of Lexington and Concord, sparked by that infamous shot heard round the world, was not merely a localized conflict, but a catalyst that fueled the flames of independence. Through a scientific and historical lens, we can appreciate the profound impact this event had on shaping the destiny of a nation. Stay tuned for more fascinating explorations into the pages of history.